it is so unaffordable
I know.
to live in Toronto.
Why? Because the rent is so high.
So what are you doing to fix that? Why aren't Amber Alerts issued when young black kids go missing?
We understand the concern.
So do you think the Eglinton
don't-
LRT
I'm
is going to
not on
open
it.
this year?
I think it's a failure for Metrolink and the Ford government.
He wants to rip up the bike lanes that, the city spent millions of dollars on.
We still have the bike lanes, don't we?
Ooh. Jerk chicken or oxtail?
Oh, oxtail, are you kidding?
Okay. You like to wind up your waistline.
What?
Do you think you'd ever find another love again?
Well, I love my job. I love being a mayor.
One of the most popular women in all of Toronto, Mayor Olivia Chow on the BG Show. Welcome.
The BG show. Wow, I finally made it here.
What we've been holding this seat nice and warm for you. You know that, right? You're looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, you're a hot topic right now.
Me or you?
Well, I mean, me because I'm going to be asking you some tough questions, but you because you're asking for a 6.9% property tax hike.
I thought I'm a popular person or hot person because when it gets really hot, we're actually buying air conditioners for people that can't afford it, so they don't get so hot in their apartments. But I digress. This is part of the budget. And we are freezing TTC fares two years in a row. But we're also increasing services because it's infuriating. You're waiting for the bus to come or the streetcar, and then 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, one show up, and then three shows up at the same time. It's called bunching. So what we're doing is piloting projects to make sure there's less bunching, that you don't have to wait more than 5-6 minutes during off-peak period, during weekends, because we're finding people are riding the TTC again, which is great, which then, of course, reduce the congestion.
But 6.9%, like, to the average person, that sounds like a lot. What does that actually translate in dollars?
It means each week $5.25
For the average family in Toronto?
only for the homeowners.
But what do you say to homeowners right now who are saying, listen, I'm stretched thin.
Yes.
I can barely afford to put a meal on my table.
Yeah.
And you're asking for 6.9%?
Well, for those, especially seniors or low-income folks, we have we have the exemption, so you don't have to pay.
So
You
there's
don't
a
have to pay
program
the
for
increase.
seniors.
There are programs for low-income seniors, those that are eligible. And also, we're making things a lot cheaper, because if we up your TTC fares, those are the people that cannot afford it. Also, the tenants.
So you're not upping TTC fares
We
this
are
year?
absolutely not upping TTC fares on top of it.
So they're going to be frozen for this year?
Frozen for this year, frozen last year. So think about it. It's a lot more affordable, because 2.5 years ago, a year and a half ago, before I showed up, the TTC fares went up.
And before you was Mayor John Tory. Let's say his name.
Okay, all right. Well, he gave a 7% tax increase, but in that 7% tax increase, fares went up, the services got cut. So less people taking TTC. Well, that's not fair. Usually people that take TTC, more newcomers, more minorities, more women, more young people. Why? They can't afford a car, right? So they don't have a lot of alternatives. So if you're asking me to make a choice, I want to make sure those that need help most get it. And then on top of that, you and I know a lot of people rely on food bank. And the number is coming out, it's like 1 in 10 Torontonians. That's huge.
But some of those Torontonians are homeowners who are going to have to pay this property tax increase.
Except 1 in 3 of them are kids. We are feeding kids in schools so that you don't have to put in that much money to make food for kids. Think about it. Kids, if they're hungry, they're grumpy. If they have a good meal, a good, decent food in schools, they learn better, less bullying, better academic performances, and better attendance. So if you look at the grand scheme of things, we're protecting tenants, we are building a lot of affordable housing, because the reason why for a lot of folks, especially tenants, now they don't really would see much of an increase, right? The people that need help most are the tenants, which is 50+% of the people living in Toronto are tenants.
But if
okay?
you raise property taxes by 6.9%, the people who own those homes, who might be renting some of those units, right, to tenants,
some of them
they
might,
could pass on those costs potentially.
Depends. Now, the ones that are big multinational, those big high rises, they are owned by big money folks, okay? Multinational, they're investment. You can buy stocks, REIT. Those folks, the way we did the tax rate is half of the residential. Those are called multi-residential. So it's half of the residential, which means that they cannot pass the increase to the tenants. Now, if you think about it, TTC fare is kept reasonable. We're building affordable housing. We're feeding kids in schools. We are opening up libraries more. Can you imagine? Sunday, what do you do on Sunday? If your kids want, or you want to go and visit the library, if you want to edit your videos, you want to make an ad, you want to do a YouTube video, you want to do a TikTok, and you want to do editing, libraries have these rooms, okay? And you can rent it for free. You can learn how to cut a video or do a podcast. All of that is free. We are now opening up libraries on Sundays, on Mondays, longer hours, free services. We're making the city more affordable for people because we know life is hard. You're absolutely right.
But where's the
Life is
majority
tough.
of this money going?
Well,
When you're asking for 6.9%?
TTC get 85 million. That's 2% increase.
Okay.
The police have also are getting 45 million increase. That's 1%.
So you're increasing the Toronto Police budget.
The police said that they have to hire more officers because they're retiring. And our city is growing. And their salary went to arbitration, went up by 5%, okay? Because that's what was ordered. So what's happening is that because of inflation and interest rates and all that stuff, everything is going up. TTC workers, you don't want to strike, right? So we had to give them a bit of a salary increases.
So you got 2% to TTC, 1% to Toronto Police.
That's
We're
right.
at 3%.
Oh, well, and then their salary increases another 1%.
Okay, so we're
So
at
that's
4%.
4%.
Okay.
Right there.
All right, so where's the other 2.9?
Well, the other 2.9, well, you have to have your roads. We fix all these potholes, community centers, libraries, art programs. Community center is really important because when I talk about after-school activities, so kids have something to do, that's us. Shelters. Think of, we have 6,000 refugees in our shelters. Guess who pays? Property tax, okay? We have 11,000 people living in our shelters. Half of them are newcomers from different parts of the world. And you can't, when you first arrive, where are you going to live? So they knock on the City of Toronto's doors, and they say, we need a place. And I think, remember 2 years ago, they were sleeping on the street?
Well, we were one of the first to report that story.
I know, I'm so thankful you did. So, and then that summer, I became the mayor, right? I said, no, we're going to not let people sleep on the street.
And I will give you credit to that. You acted fast. You
Yeah.
did act fast. I'll give you credit.
Well,
on that.
where do you think the money comes from?
Well, it should have come from the federal government.
No, it came from your property
But
tax.
that's a problem.
I know. Well, I need you to go to the federal government with me, okay? To say, hey, where's that reception center? Remember they promised they would have a reception center? So when you arrive to Pearson, that you won't be lost? You don't know where to go right now?
Hey, listen, we can ask those tough questions to the federal government
Yeah.
and even to the province.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
also need you to watch how much you're increasing taxes
Well, that-
at the city level.
I know, but what do you want? Like, I have to build the shelters. Where do you think they're going to live? Who's going to, like, when they become homeless, okay, which is happening, which was happening, they go camp out. And I spoke to them. They're camping out at Allen's Garden.
And all the parks across the city.
Yeah. And Allen's Garden no longer, Clarence Square, in Kensington Market, the camps are not there anymore. We bring them inside. That money came from us.
So how many shelter beds is the city building?
Right now, we're building 6 new shelter with 80 beds each. We gave 900, we call it rent supplement, so that if you don't have enough money, we supplement your rent, so that each month we can take those refugees claimants and make sure, or homeless people, and give them a place to live permanently, okay? For maybe a year or 2 years, so they can transition. Listen, these folks want to work. The minute the federal government gives them the work permit, they work, they get out, okay? Which is great. The problem is, initial year, we need to provide them with support. That comes from your property tax. I can't buck past and say, oh yeah, well, let's go and talk to the federal government and the provincial government. Yeah, but while we're negotiating, they're on the street. So I'm not going to go and say that in this kind of snowy, cold winter, that you arrive in Toronto, you sleep on the street. That's not who I am. We are a caring city, a city that welcomes newcomers, because we're a rich city, okay? And
Well,
yes,
some people in the city are rich, not everybody.
I know. We're asking people that are buying new homes, that are $3, $5, $10 million, to pay a bit more. Okay, we call it the mansion tax. They're paying more when they buy a new homes that are really expensive. Okay, so we are trying to get folks that can afford to pay more, a bit more. We are helping those that are having a hard time, whether they're kids, whether they're TTC riders or newcomers, people that are homeless because they got laid off, because they get renovated. We're buying buildings and turning them into affordable housing, so that you don't get renovicted, demo-victed, because it's tough.
It is tough in the city of Toronto, and that's one of the biggest topics that a lot of people talk about. It is so unaffordable to live in Toronto.
Why? Because the rent is so high.
So what are you doing to fix that?
Because for 3 decades, the city have not built any new affordable housing.
So how many units, how many affordable housing units is the city of Toronto building right now?
Thank you. 14,000 units.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'll smirk at that, but I'm not smiling at that.
No. But hey, 1/5 of them are affordable. You know how they used to measure affordability? They said 80% of market. Guess what? For some people, 80% of the market rent is still not affordable.
So how much will the rent be on the units that the city's building?
That are affordable.
But what's
affordable? 1/3 of your income. We are measuring it not based on market. We're measuring it based on your income.
So if somebody makes, let's say, $50,000 and they get one of these units, they'll be paying 1/3 of what they take home?
Of their income, that's right. Because, you know, if you spend 60-80% of your rent, of your money to rent, that's why you land on the food bank. There are people that are making $50,000 that are landing on the food bank. You know why? Because the rent is so high.
But is 14,000 affordable housing units enough?
No. We are saying that, now we are exempting, we are saying we're building homes faster, okay, and more of it. So we increase, in terms of the speed, we reduce the time it takes to approve your let's say you're a home builder, okay? It used to be when you come to Toronto, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and it's still not approved. We took that down by 80%. Okay. It's now bang. If you're building affordable housing, 4 months, never mind 1 year or 5 year, 4 months, okay? So fast, building it fast. We're also saying we will exempt all the fees. Development charges, property taxes, community benefits, park levy. We're taking them all off. If you're building affordable housing, we're making it cheaper for you to build.
So when will those first affordable housing units that you're talking about, when will they open?
They are opened.
Some of them have opened already?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
there's some in this neighborhood.
Oh.
There's one on Dunn Street. There are some on Carlton Street. That one's for indigenous community. There's one at Riverdale Co-op. There's some on Willowdale, which is North Toronto. There's some in Scarborough. There's some in Etobicoke.
What about Rexdale?
Rexdale is building. They have a big project coming up.
Okay.
And that is opening soon. So we have building all over. There's one in Kipling and Bloor. There are 3 huge building coming. And each of these building, at least 1 out of 5 of them are affordable because we believe in mixed income housing. You don't want to say, okay, rich people can live there and that's not good neighborhood. We need to build neighborhoods that have libraries, mixed income, people all get along together. That's why we really support cooperative. Out of those 14,000, 6,000 of them are nonprofit, and they are cooperatives. We have also put aside money to buy these buildings to be cooperative. Let's say Brandon has some friends, okay? You and a group of people have this building, and your landlord wants to sell and flip it, chase everybody out, up the rent by humongous amount.
Which happens a lot in this city.
I know. Guess what? We provide money for you, if you form a cooperative, for you to buy the building. We provide the funds for you to buy the building. There are buildings everywhere, some of which there's 2 in Vaughan Road, okay, in neighborhoods that are in need of affordable housing. So that building, those 2 buildings, there's one also on Keele Street. These buildings, 4 or 5 stories, okay, the tenants been there for a while, and then all of a sudden, instead of being evicted, they said, it's now a land trust. It's now a cooperative. We can now own it. It is going to be affordable forever. They are so proud. And so it's called a mirror program. It's a program we put in $100 million to purchase these buildings so that it can become affordable forever. So I want to encourage everyone. Like, I know Little Jamaica are looking to buy. The Vaughan Road one, there are people buying. Kensington Market bought several buildings. Parkdale folks bought some buildings. There are different people in different parts of the city.
So this is a program where communities can come together, pool their money, buy these buildings, and keep them affordable.
The city help you buy it.
Oh, okay.
You pool your money, but pooling the money, you may not have enough.
Right.
We, the City of Toronto, using the money that we have, provide you, and that money doesn't come from your property tax. You know where it comes from?
Where it come from?
It comes from these speculators that in the middle of a housing crisis keep their apartments empty.
Oh, so this is your vacant home tax that you implemented.
There are 10,000 units of apartment units that they are speculating. These speculating buy them, and they're waiting for the price to go up, and they leave it empty. For God's sake, rent it out. They're keeping it, okay? Maybe they use it as tax shelter. Well, I'm sorry, you need to pay. So we ask them to pay, take that money, give it to the folks that need it most to buy their building so they can maintain it and support it and make it affordable forever.
So the hope is that a lot of people are going to use this program.
Absolutely.
That's
we
the
got
hope.
huge, this is the second round already. We have huge number of people applying, and it's so successful. Manitoba, the province, just announced they're doing that. The federal government said in the last budget they're going to do that, except the money
All right,
hasn't
so we'll give
flowed
credit
yet.
where credit's due. Mayor Chow, that's a good policy initiative. That's going to hopefully reap a lot of good effects.
Oh, it is already.
All right, okay,
because
well-
people have moved in.
Claim it.
Yeah.
I'll give that one to you. But we got to talk about some other things. Okay, so you're talking about your TTC
Fares,
fare.
yeah.
You're keeping them stable. You're not hiking fares. Okay, 10-4. However, the city has implemented a lot of fare officers to stop people and give tickets to people who are not paying their fares. A lot of Torontonians don't like that. Especially because there are some situations, and I'm not here defending people who don't pay their fare, but I am going to be here to defend people who are having a really tough time. That single mom who's picking up her kids in Scarborough, works in Etobicoke, has to travel across the city, and maybe one day she might not have enough, and she's going to get slapped with a $425 ticket?
It's too high. It's too high. Except, no.
So why are we doing it? Why is the city doing that?
It's TTC, as the board.
But TTC is under the city's control.
Yes, it is true. However, I was reassured that the first few times that happens, you won't get ticketed. They'll just say, hey, remember to do this. Or, oh, I'm doing a transfer, I forgot to tap. That the first few times, they will just give you, hey, don't forget next time.
But could that money that's being spent on TTC fare officers not be put into the system to make it more affordable for people to take the TTC?
We're trying our best. It's a pilot. We'll monitor it, okay? If it is hurting too many people, we can reconsider.
But people are saying that they're being hurt by it.
Well, it shouldn't be, because it's just a warning. We haven't actually been giving out a lot of tickets, if you look at the number of tickets given. I get it. Life is really not affordable. Maybe some of your viewers don't know. There's a program. It's called a Fare Pass, so that if your income is low, you can apply for a Fare Pass, which gives you a steep discount. I bet you people don't know about it.
Where can they apply for this program?
TTC.
TTC.ca?
Yeah, but call 311, easy.
Okay.
311 will give you an answer. By the way, 311, we're improving it, because sometimes it's hard. If you have any complaints about city services, you used to have to fill in this really complicated forms, and I tried it on my iPhone. I thought, oh my God, how many degrees do I need in order to, and how tech savvy? So, right, I think it's outrageously complicated. I said,
You got jokes, eh?
No, it's true. I tried it myself.
You tried it?
Yeah, I tried it. I thought, man, if I don't understand, you need to know which department you're, not everybody understands which department you're asking for. So now you can just send in an email. Okay, we're making life a lot simpler. You can do it over the phone. You can send in an email.
And you'll get answers.
They will get answers. You don't have to fill in this really complicated, multi-pages form.
Fair. Now, I tried calling 311 to ask why Eglinton LRT hasn't opened, and they didn't have an answer.
You know why?
Why is the Eglinton LRT still not open? Whose fault is that?
It's the provincial government through Metrolinx.
It's Doug Ford's fault?
It's Metrolinx.
But, okay.
It's Doug Ford.
So it's not your fault, because
we have nothing to do with it.
Metrolinx in the province built the line.
Yes.
Fair. I want the viewers to know that. However, you're the mayor, and once it opens,
we have
TTC
people ready. We have people ready last year.
But why is it not open? You must know something.
I don't know why.
You don't know why it's not
No
open?
idea.
Nobody's told you nothing?
No.
Come on, girl.
Metrolink.
Talk to me, Mayor.
I don't know what Metrolink is opaque.
They haven't said anything as to why this line has been delayed for almost 5 years.
I am reading what you're reading.
Are you not? Is it because you're under an NDA?
No.
Okay. Just make it. I'm asking the questions. I just want to make sure. Because people are concerned. They're like, this line was supposed to open in 2020.
I know.
It's 2025.
I
My
know.
gosh, I might be dead by the time it opens.
I hope not. But Metrolinx is 100% provincial.
So do you think the Eglinton LRT is going to open this year? Is it going to open this year?
I have no idea. I don't control it. I don't send people to sit on it. I have no control. I have no idea what they're up to. What I have been doing, though, we have trained the TTC operators. All the staff is ready. We put aside money, right? We put aside money to say the minute you open it, we will operate it.
But this is Doug Ford's failure.
It's Doug Ford with his Metrolinx.
But would you say this is Doug Ford's failure?
Well, he's the boss for Metrolinx. He finally fired. Well, I don't know when he fired that guy that earns $900,000 a year. Yeah, he's gone.
But would you say this is a failure for Doug Ford, the Eglinton LRT? Yes
I
or
think
no?
it's 100% his responsibility.
But would you consider this a failure?
Is it a failure? I think it's a failure for Metrolink and the Ford government that it is the damn. I shouldn't swear. It's not just the Eglinton LRT.
You can swear here if you want to.
It's also Finch LRTs, both of them. Everything is done. But think of the trauma that construction did to all the small businesses in Eglinton.
100%, including Little
It's-
Jamaica.
I know, because I spoke to the Barbara. I
playing
spoke
footsies
to
with
the
me down
ice
over
cream. I'm
here.
sorry. I spoke to the patty people, the Barbara,
Yes.
the ice cream place. I know, it's really difficult. And we've been working with the business improvement area. We've been working with the young people there. We are looking to help them create some activities for young people to bring back the small businesses.
And you're a
to
big
support-
supporter of the NIA Center,
Absolutely.
which is an amazing center in
I
Little
know.
Jamaica doing a lot of great work. So can we get an
And
assurance you're going to make sure
Rosemary-
Little Jamaica is gonna remain and prosper?
100%, Rosemary,
Mm-hmm.
through the community engagement, the procurement team have been working with us. We've been working with Little Jamaica for the whole team there. Many, their activities I support. Hey, we increased the Toronto Arts Council grant by $2 million each year, which means that whether Black, Indigenous, any kind of artists that are applying, especially newer artists from emerging artists, are going to be able to get their fair share. Because if not, all the established groups, the AGO and all of them gets a lot of funds. So we have done some cutbacks to say, Toronto Symphony, they do amazing stuff, but they have a lot of donors. So we said, we'll cut a little bit of it there, okay? And then we're adding $2 million each year, so $10 million in total over 5 years, so that emerging artists will get a break.
So local artists can apply to this program?
Absolutely.
And what's the program called again?
It's the Toronto Arts Council.
And they go to this
And
website and they can find the different programs
just
there?
ask for 311. There are two
Yeah,
or
311,
three.
we got to have that on speed dial.
I know. So you can say, the mayor said there's more money for the Arts Council. Yep, yeah. So it's Toronto Arts Council is the local community arts organization that will get extra funds. And we are putting in a lot in the local areas because we think local is beautiful.
Local
We
is
also-
beautiful.
Hey, I went to their street festivals.
Yes.
Yeah, we also added more money for people to start their street festivals.
But did you give more money to Caribana?
Well, they got last year, they got $1 million. Wait.
From the city?
At 2023, they got $1 million from the city.
But can you
And
give
then
them more?
They
Because
got 600.
the organization who runs Caribana, which
in
is the
trouble.
biggest festival that happens in this city,
I
and
know.
draws the most amount of tourists, and the economic impact is explosive, not just for the city, but for the entire province. They say their funding levels are minuscule compared, like their funding that they get from the province, the city.
Oh,
federal
not the
gov-
city. They will never say they're the city. Because
But the funding
of
they
their
get
tou-
from governments in
Oh,
general
yeah,
is
yeah.
really small compared to other festivals.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the impact of Caribana is so large.
I totally agree with
Will
you.
the city give them more money?
Well, guess what? The city give them, we gave them $1 million in 2023-24, okay? You know how much the federal and the provincial government gave them?
How much?
$125,000. Okay? That's 10%. This is seniors level of government. All the economic benefits of all the tourists coming to town, all the artistic, just think of all the feathers and the sequins being purchased, the band leaders. Think of all the economic benefits, and of course, artistic and cultural benefits. There's benefits from the sales tax and the GST, HST, even people buying, tourists coming to Toronto. The city of Toronto doesn't get a penny of it.
So you're trying to say that Doug Ford should be giving them more money?
Well, I said, Mr. Ford and I, Premier Ford and I, were at the opening of the Caribbean Festival. I still call them Caribana because I've been jumping up for 3 decades. But
I know, and I'm going to talk about you and your waistline.
No.
Don't worry, we're going to get there.
I know. But we have, at that, Michael Thompson and I turned around to Mr. Ford, Premier Ford, and said, we were echoing what the organizer was saying. We said, hey, you really are not giving them enough, eh?
And what did he say to you?
He said, oh yeah, we'll come to the table.
Okay.
Follow it up, follow it up.
I will follow up, don't worry.
The federal government is the same thing.
Yeah, but they did put in their fall economic statement some money for them. Chrystia Freeland did put some money up for them.
I know, but that statement is now stuck in.
Right. It might not go through. So that could potentially fall on your lap. This is why I'm asking you, if it does fall on your lap, is the city prepared to give them some more money?
You know what? $1 million, of all the festivals, they normally get 50,000. Okay? The Caribbean Festival gets the highest amount.
But it
More
also brings
than
in,
Pride.
it also brings in the highest amount.
More than Pride, more than more than Southern, like more than anybody else.
And we love all the festivals, by the way.
I know. So this year, we added $2 million more to rescue the festivals because all of them are collapsing, right?
Okay.
We are saying, hey, Jerkfest and all of that, Jerkfest, you asked Jerkfest. They were having a hard time. So it's not the only one. The street festival on Little Jamaica, they were all having a hard time because the costs have gone up.
Okay,
right?
we're running out of time, and I have a few more questions I gotta get to.
Okay.
Describe Doug Ford in one word.
Populist.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say friend. Guess not. But
he has a nice hat on us, like yesterday.
You like his hat?
Yeah. Canada is not for sale.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool hat.
It's pretty cool.
But he's always meddling up in your business.
I know.
How do you feel about that?
I said populist.
Well, he wants to rip up the bike lanes that the city spent millions of dollars on.
We still have the bike lanes, don't we?
Ooh. Okay. So are you saying that they're gonna stay?
Well, we will see.
What do you have up your sleeve?
I can't tell you.
Why not? I'm the journalist. I'm asking.
What other questions do you have?
I got some. You better come with it. No problem. Let's talk about congestion, because the Gardiner construction was a big story over the summer, right?
Guess what?
Hold on. You came out and said that you're hiring a consultant to help to see if there's ways to speed up the construction. So what's the answer? Are you speeding up construction?
It's 4 months ahead of schedule rather than 3 years of building a new Gardiner. It's now 2 years.
So when will it be done by?
When
will construction on the Gardiner be done by?
2026.
When in 2026?
Before FIFA World Cup.
And you're committing to that?
Yep.
Okay.
Probably April.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cut 1 year out of the 3 year. It is a third of the time shorter.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking about congestions, did you notice, maybe, in the Liberty Village area, you see these folks with yellow vests?
Well, there was so much congestion in Liberty Village, we couldn't get in or out of this area for the longest time.
I know, because of construction. But we got that construction done faster. On top of that, you see all these traffic agents that are directing traffic to stop people from blocking the intersection. You know, these maniacs that drive up and block the intersection, no one can go anywhere. You sort of want to get out of your car and say, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah.
We now have these traffic agents. When I first started, there were 4 traffic agents. Right now, we are hiring 75 more, so we are going to be 100. We have 100 traffic agents all across Toronto directing traffic to get the cars moving faster. The King Street car out here, it used to be you can walk faster than them, right?
Well, what happened to the King Street pilot project?
Well, guess
what?
what?
This is the longest pilot I've ever seen.
I know, but it's 3 times faster now.
The King Street car?
Yes.
But are you going to make the pilot project permanent?
It is permanent.
Oh.
It is permanent. And it's 3 times faster because of these traffic agents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have to ask you this question,
Okay.
because it's an important question that has impacted the community, and it's regarding the numerous missing black boys.
Yes.
Have you heard about this?
100%.
We were also one of the first to report on this story.
That's right.
People feel like politicians, the police, are not doing enough to spread awareness, and they're concerned and wondering, why aren't Amber Alerts issued when young black kids go missing?
We see you, we hear you, we understand the concern, which is why we're doing all these programs to support folks. A lot of them are young black kids.
But some families don't feel like the police is doing enough. Some families feel like there should be different teams maybe to help support? Do you feel like the police is doing enough to protect young black kids and search and locate the missing young black kids?
Well, they said they are doing their best. I don't know.
But do you feel like police is doing enough?
Well, you notice 2 days ago, we now have a new police service board chair. The police service board, like police is not up to the mayor, it's up to the police service board.
But you're a powerful woman.
Oh, well, we put in, there are 7 members of the board, okay? First time, 2 days ago, we now have a new board chair. And that's Councillor Shirley Carroll. She gets it. She totally gets it.
Are you saying that there's going to be some good changes happening?
There is going to be very good change happening.
Okay. Mayor, before I let you go, this is a show. So we do want to get to know you a little bit more on a personal level.
Sure.
So if I may just ask just a few really quick questions.
Sure.
Okay. You are known to wind up your way. You like to be outside. You like you like to go out to festivals, whether it's Pride, Carnival, Jerk Fest.
I like to party.
You like to wind up your waistline.
What?
Wind up your waistline. Wind up your waistline. You like to you know how to wind up your waistline.
I do, because I've been jumping up and winding down the road for a long time.
So you've been winding up and down these streets.
On University when that back then Carabana was on University Avenue without the barricade, and I was there, right? And then it was on Lakeshore without the barricade, and then with the barricade.
I know you're outside, but here's what I'm wondering: are you dating?
What?
Yeah, I just want to know. I mean, listen, it's been some time, and listen, you're a good looker, you're a powerful woman. What's your love life looking like?
I love my job.
All right.
I love being a mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you seeing anyone?
Well, my beautiful late husband passed away.
I know, and
it was hard.
It's tough.
I know. Occasionally, from time to time, I do see some guy who's busier than I am. Can you imagine?
But would you ever get married again?
Oh God, no.
No?
No.
Do you think you'd ever find another love again? Like that?
Well, not like Jack Layton. I tell ya, that guy is so special. It's hard missing him, but I'm doing a job that he would have loved to do.
Yeah.
So I have people that come up and then hold my hand and said, Mayor, in fact, it happened today.
Yeah.
I was in this Korean restaurant. That woman who's the owner came and said, oh, your husband is so sweet. I thought, oh, man. Oh. And I get hugs, and I get hugs. There's like lots of love there. So it's beautiful, right? Oh. So I'm doing something, and I have 4 grandkids. Yeah. And
they're beautiful. I've seen you out with them. And
I know.
Honestly, I see the joy that they bring to you.
Yeah.
It honestly makes my heart
it's
just
great.
smile.
It's great. I'm teaching one of them how to climb. I taught them how to ski, and I'm doing boxing with them every Monday.
Okay, you stay active.
Yeah, I go to the gym every morning for an hour.
Wow.
This morning I was doing a lat pull down. I was doing a tricep. I was doing bicep curls.
I need to go to the gym with you, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite restaurant in the city?
There's so many.
You gotta choose one.
I can't choose one. Okay, the one next door to my house, Sky Dragon.
Okay. Is that a Chinese restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not sure it's my favorite, but it's close by. What the heck?
Jerk chicken or oxtail?
Oh, oxtail! Are you kidding? I just had some this morning, and last night I jerked oxtail for dinner.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, come back tomorrow. We're celebrating our 4-year anniversary.
And they have oxtail.
We're gonna have oxtail from the islands and some
jerk
jerk
chicken.
Oh, yes. So
okay.
come back.
I'd like to do both, but if given a choice, oxtail first.
Okay. Favorite Toronto sports team?
Well, Tempo is not started yet. I think it'll be my that's to 2026. I think Scepters.
Scepters?
Yeah. It's the women's hockey team. Come on.
Yes. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Man, okay.
My apologies.
Raptors. Okay. But Scepters are the women hockey team.
And who's your favorite Toronto artist? Music artist.
Mustafa. Oh. I watched him when he was young in Regent Park. Oh. I watched him with Daniel Spectrum. when Rise were doing all that stuff. And oh my God, I watch all his videos, and he always makes me cry.
Yeah.
And he is so talented. And when his dear friend passed away, and then his brother, I thought, oh my God.
Mustafa the poet.
Oh, Mustafa the poet, I love him.
Okay. Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow, it's been a pleasure to get to know you on a personal level. 6.9% property tax increase, still high, but thank you for taking the time to justify and explain where that money is going.
And thank you for giving so many people the voice. And
Appreciate
it's just wonderful. And it's such a pleasure to be interviewed here.
We'll see you back soon, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, it's BG, and I want to know, what do you think about what you just watched? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments below, but also make sure to check out even more great content like this video and this video over here. And if you haven't subscribed to the Brandon Gona Show, do so right now by clicking this button right here.